Hey everyone, welcome to another Monday mail call. This one came via email. This is from Daniel Laver, and he had a couple questions and he sent me some pictures of stuff, and we're going to take a look at it and see what we think. So here is his little note. He says, I've been watching your channel for about a year, and I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge and enthusiasm for the hobby. I have 3 notes that I would like to show you that I have found while strap hunting. I've attached the pictures of each below, and that's what we've got here. So let's see if I can scroll down here. Okay. And here are the descriptions. First one, potential solid star error. There's a tiny amount of white at the center, and I'm not sure if this counts. Okay, so here is the note, and that's the solid star, which doesn't show. So let's go to the next picture. As he zooms in on it, you can see that there is a white dot in the center, which means it is not a solid star. It's a partially filled star. You guys hear me discuss these a lot. The thing is what's the difference between a solid star and a partially filled star? Well, it is my understanding that a partially filled star has to do with a slight over inking on the star itself. Now, you guys have seen me do videos about digits that get over inked, and they always look a little bit thicker. Some of them a lot thicker. Well, sometimes that happens with a star as well. And when that happens with a star, the portion that is least likely to get filled would be that center. So when you have an over inked star, you tend to get a little white dot in the center. An over inked star, that's not really an error. There's, like I said, it's no different than any other digit being slightly over inked. This, like I said, it's almost complete, but by virtue of the fact that dead center, you can see white, that tells you that this was simply an over inked digit or over inked star on this particular one, causing that to be filled. The opposite, though, what is an actual filled star error? Well, clearly, much like this 8, the center of the 8 has a void. There is nothing there. That's why there's nothing that actually gets printed there. And even if there was a little bit of over inking, that would make the center still white. But what if on that void, on the print, on the die itself, what if paper or lint or something got wedged up in there? Well, that would fill the center of it and cause a solid image versus simply an over inking, which would start from the outside and work its way in. Does that make sense? An over inked star would be thick on the outside and the center would have a little bit remaining. Whereas if something was stuck inside there, that would fill the center first, and maybe you would see a ring around that. So those are the two different ways that I understand solid stars. When you have a solid star, it's that fragment of paper that's wedged in there that's the problem, and that's rare. The over inking of a digit is extremely common. So that's why you guys will hear me say, if it's a partially filled star, it's not filled, because it's not. And once again, this is my understanding of it. If anybody has anything to add to that, or if they know better, put it down in the comments, because this is what I go by and why I collect what I do. Okay, the second one, he calls a potential inkwell contamination error. Okay, and at a glance, if you look, you can see this is green, and these almost look black. Well, he also did us the favor of zooming in on them, and that there are the two. There's one side, and there's the other. Now, I went back and I watched my contamination error video, and my contamination is black, undoubtedly black. This looks dark green. This simply, to me, looks like that there was more ink applied to make it look dark. The other thing, though, that I checked is all of the ink contamination errors that I've run across are all from the Atlanta Federal Reserve. And this is from the San Francisco Federal Reserve. I'm not saying that there weren't any from the San Francisco Federal Reserve. I'm simply saying the only ones that I have ever seen, whether it be online, whether it be in person, whether it be at a show, have all been from the Atlanta Reserve. So, and the numbers themselves have also been fairly close, which identifies that it's happening all within the same print run. So, I am leaning toward this not being the ink contamination error, but I wouldn't go out and spend it just yet. If other people are finding it from the San Francisco Federal Reserve, well, then maybe. But like I said, to my eyes, I don't see it that way. I see it as simply a darker print, and like I said, it's from the wrong reserve. So that's my opinion on it. But I mean, I would hold the note just in case. All right, and number 3, in one of your older videos, you mentioned a coin shop seller telling you about the 1995 Fort Worth engraving error with the rear plate number of 295. Yes, that at the time I was not sure about that because I didn't hear anything about it, but I have since heard about that, and I can confirm that the 295 from Fort Worth, the 1995 version, is an engraving error. They did the engraving the wrong size on the back for the plate number. Yes, that is most certainly that's most certainly a good one. So that reviews what he had sent to me, and hopefully you guys have learned something new from that too. Once again, the big one is the star. Those are my impressions of the difference between a filled star and a partially filled star. And, I think that makes sense, and I think that clarifies it. I never really got into detail about that before. All right, guys, if you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. If you have anything for mail call, it's Stu Pluback Currency, P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois 60075. Or you can just send me an email with the pictures like this to stupluback@msn.com. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.